Joining me tonight will be a couple of really good friends. Jamie from Intrigue, and hi Onyeda, wearing your top, and Nida Shay. So I'm just waiting for both the designers of Intrigue and Nida Shay to send a request to join the live session, and then we'll start chatting. So we've been doing this a couple of rounds now. We did one with Mashizan himself and Onyeta from Baju by Onyeta. And we also did one with Eden and Ellie. The designer is called Stephanie, and we had some really, really lovely discussions. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes up today. Onyeta Felice's nice Baju.
Why don't we introduce you to our followers?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'm Jamie. I'm from the brand, jewelry brand Intrigue. So I can see Dr. Jade is actually wearing one of my earrings from the Voyage
Yes,
collection. And I
it's so
noticed the ring
pretty.
as well.
Yeah, I really couldn't help myself. Like I just had, do you know, this whole entire exercise of conducting IG live sessions with all the designers, visiting them, spending time with them, is really resulting in me having very prolonged retail therapy because I think I buy something from everybody. It's pretty funny.
Mm. Yeah,
But yeah,
so
this is lovely. It's so light as well. I
yeah,
feel quite
yeah.
comfortable wearing these.
Yeah, so that's actually from the Voyage collection. And
I
the story
see.
behind the Voyage collection is actually to be bold, to be
Mm,
fearless, because I
yes,
actually designed the pearls in unexpected places. So
yes.
it's kind of like to signify that, as women, just be confident, just don't be scared to try something new. Yeah, so
Yes,
that's kind of like the little concept behind this little collection.
that's so cool. I
Yeah.
love that. And what about the ring?
The ring is also from the Voyage collection.
Ah, this is
So
also from the
there,
Voyage
yeah,
collection.
yes,
I
correct.
see.
So I use freshwater pearls and also
Hmm.
yeah, it's 18K gold plated. So there's also
Yes,
another ring that
yes.
is like this. This is also from the Voyage
Ah,
collection. So if you notice, the pearls are
beautiful.
actually on the inside of the ring shank.
Right.
So it's something different, it's
Yes,
unexpected. So
yes.
yeah, so that's what I wanted to bring to the story of this collection.
You're
Mm.
right. I'm loving these unexpected details because, so for example, like these hoops, right? There is that pearl in front, which I guess most people would expect to find, or sometimes there's one just sort of like dangling below. But I
Mhm.
think few people would expect to find a row of three pearls at the back of it. You know, it's like a little sort of secret. Yes, exactly.
Just a
Well
little close
displayed.
up.
And for
Yeah.
the ring, you know, I noticed that the pearl is asymmetrical as well. It's asymmetrically
Mm.
placed.
Yes,
It's
yes.
just so interesting. It makes me feel like it's moving
Oh,
around the rim of it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What was your inspiration for this?
Yeah, I just feel that I think in nowadays, like for women, we have to remind ourselves that, we should not be conform to the norm, just, be strong, be confident and just go out there, the world is so big and yeah, just try different things. You only live once.
Yes, I love that. That's
Yes.
really good advice actually
Mm.
for everybody, right? Girls and boys. That there she is, the woman
Sorry,
herself.
Hi.
I, I had no idea how to get on board. Okay, thank you.
But here you are. You know, Jamie was just introducing her brand, Intrigue Jewelry, and she was just explaining how these earrings that I'm wearing are, you know, just full of surprises in their design. And also this beautiful ring is from the Voyage collection. And she was talking also about, you know, what she wanted women to aspire to be, which was to be bold, to be brave, to seize their chances, to just move ahead. And then she was just saying, you only live once, life is so short. And then you came on board. So great timing, Nita.
Thank you. I love
So good
Jamie's.
to see you.
I thought this would be the perfect opportunity for us to be together. And I honestly clicked with her straight away when I met her the first time. And I'm so happy to be here with you, Jamie. Thank you.
Yes, I'm a big fan.
How did the two of you meet, Nita?
We actually met on Singapore Stories
Yeah, last year.
last
Wow,
year.
that's the competition?
And
Yeah.
it was a competition and we just immediately clicked. And I'm like, I love Jamie's work and I love the and I loved her details, and I like her personality. I just loved it, and I thought that we had to do something together.
Yes.
So
Thanks.
Fantastic. And here we are all together on this IG live session. Nida, tell us a little bit about your brand story.
okay, so where do I start? It started off in 2015 when I did Fashion Week, and at that time I just had moved to Singapore from Dubai, and the first show I did was Malaysia Fashion Week, and it was a fantastic show. Everyone had a great response, and then Singapore was a completely new territory for me, and it was, it was obviously daunting. It's completely new, and I didn't know anybody here, but I had a lot of like friends who were supportive, and then they came in and they're like, okay, I know this person, I know that person. Suzanne Jung was the first person who wore my clothes on China News Asia, and I can't forget her.
Wow.
I think that was the biggest like triumph for me. It was awesome because she was so supportive. I was nothing at that time. No one knew me. I was starting from scratch. And from that, it took on from Suzanne Jung. Jin Lee came on board. Jin Lee introduced me to the Singapore Fashion Week. And I will forever love Jin because she was so supportive of myself and like my brand and what I believe in. So it's been step by step, and it's been a slow progress because it's couture. It's hand embroidery. It's very intricate. It's something different, and it's been fantastic so far. So I'm very grateful. I mean, I've got a great response, and it's just been going stronger and stronger and stronger over the years. And I think over the pandemic, actually, I've gone stronger. So
Wow. How
yeah.
so?
I don't know. I think it's like people are willing to invest in pieces, which they investment pieces. So I think they're like willing to invest. They have more money. They have more interpretation of what's happening with couture and supporting your own local. I think that's it's changed the sentiment a lot more than before. So
That's so cool.
I'm very grateful. I love the support, and I'm so grateful. I think it's because of all of you I've actually been able to actually survive this entire pandemic. So thank you.
Now, someone on the chat here has just said that they love the green dress and what you are wearing, and I'm pretty sure that remark is directed at Nida. Nida, why don't you tell us a little bit about said green dress and about the collection behind you?
Sorry, I am not reading anything, but this is something from the new collection, and it's completely hand embroidered with. This is my new collection, so I'm going to launch this in Paris. Very excited about it, and it's something like I'm dreaming about holidays. I'm dreaming about Mykonos. I'm dreaming about places that I would like to be, and it's been tough for me to be inspired, and it took me time to come up with a collection, but I feel like I've not lost it because the clients have been so supportive. But this is something that I've come up with, and this is Mykonos. So you have greens, you have bougainvilleas, you have beads, beadwork, and you have big volume dresses as well.
Maybe I can introduce another collection that I'll be featuring in Paris. So
Sure.
it's actually the REMINISCE collection, which is
REMINISCE.
yeah. So what I do is actually use motifs for the orchids and also Izora flowers. So I'll just show you a necklace. Oh, hang on.
Can't wait to see this. I love necklaces. Oh wow, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, so it's like a okay. So the concept behind this reminisce is actually, I'm just thinking of my childhood days when I used to go to Singapore Botanical Gardens with my family or friends, and then, and then I just the two flowers that actually bring back memories is actually the orchids, which is like our Singapore national flower. and the Izora. But a little funny story is that last time when we were kids, you know, like the guys were always there, the girls like, oh, you know, why don't you just try and pluck out the Izora flower and try to suck the honey out of it?
What?
So yes, yes. So it's a funny story. Like we always do that as kids, and then we'll just, you know, because you know when guys there, the girls, and then the girls will be like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll do it, and then yeah. So that's why I remember the Izoras from the botanical gardens, and yeah, so that's a little
That's
funny
cute.
story.
Yeah, I can just imagine little Jamie being like, yeah, I'm up for that. Be brave and bold. You only live once,
Yes.
you know.
That's right.
Leave something for the sneak peek, but can you see something over here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Completely different from what I've done normally. So I'm actually going to prints. Custom print.
Wow, it's beautiful. Yes, because usually you do like the beading and the embroidery and all that, right? With like really heavy like velvet and all that behind. And this is now print.
Now I'm doing completely prints. There's something
Wow.
completely different I'm exploring, and this is completely exclusive to you because I've not told anybody about it yet. And I finally
You saw it here first.
and I'm wearing it on my neck, and this is my signature print, but it's in a print version. So this is what I'm going to launch, and something different, because I feel like a lot of people were talking to me and telling me that they need to see something from Nida Shay that they can wear a lot more often, a little bit to work, a little bit to outdoors, like, you know, just go out and about and just, you know, from day to night. So I'm like, okay, fine, I heard them. And I'm like, okay, it's about time I kind of translate all my drawings, all my art into print. So this is something I'm introducing. And this is just a sneak peek. This is nothing compared to what so, but you get a sneak peek. That's very
Yes.
special. Yes.
Feels like the trailer of a blockbuster movie that's coming up.
Because I think it's a bit more accessible as well. And, you know, it'll be easier to wear because sometimes people think like Nida Shay, okay, couture, and can I actually afford it or can I actually wear it? Will it be reasonable? Will it not? I'm like, okay, fine. Let's break it down. Let's break my creativity down and let's just do something that actually makes sense for everybody. So it will still have a niche, but you'll have access points.
Fantastic. I love that, like, you know, you took on the challenge when people asked you if Nida Shay might be more accessible. I had posted today a little TikTok video of myself in the Nida Shay outfits I used to wear, and you're right, they're beautiful, but they're certainly, you know, like occasion wear, you know, because they're so wonderful, you know. So I wore them to balls, I wore them to photo shoots, I wore them to, you know, exclusive parties, and I posted them all today. And I was looking back at them thinking, wow. I look really nice in them.
I love them. It was a flashback for me as well. I still remember that.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Really, it was really cool.
So this is my personal favorite, which is a dangle earring. So it's like a 3 orchid combination. And then what's special about it is that it's not like a fixed, when you wear it, it's actually, there's movement to it instead of, you know, just it being just a block. So that's something interesting. And another thing is that I always try to be versatile in create versatile jewelry. So I have here is my orchid bud earring. So what happens is that you can actually wear the stud alone, the pearl stud, or you can wear together with the dangle piece that you can actually glam it up just by, you know, wearing it. So it actually takes you from day to night or weekday to weekends. So this is what I love about the versatility of the jewelry piece. So you get more wear out of one piece. Yeah.
So
and then,
theoretically, you know, I could wear those gorgeous earrings with Nida Shay's new snazzy prints in the daytime,
Yes,
and then I could wear them with her occasion wear in the evening to a
exactly.
ball.
Yes, definitely.
Me and Jamie have always been talking about working together, so that's why I
Hmm.
told you I need to work with Jamie.
Yes, definitely. Can't wait.
Yes.
And Jamie's jewelry brand, Intrigue Jewelry, is of course no stranger to collaborations because you had recently done one as well with Nude Femme by
Yes, that's
Adeline.
right. Yeah.
And do you have those pieces on hand? I remember that
Yes, I
they were
do.
sort of related to the Samsui women, weren't they?
Yes, yes.
And it's the knots. Aren't those the
Yeah,
knots?
it's the frog button brooch that actually I collaborated with Adeline because she wanted to create a piece for her final signature piece, which is the Samsui jumpsuit. So this is actually a hardware that is actually statement piece that she wears it with the jumpsuit. So it's this
Hmm.
big. It's quite weighty. So apart from wearing it with her jumpsuit, you can also choose to wear it with like on a jacket lapel, you know, or yeah, just for that statement look. Especially, nowadays, we have to zoom each other, and then having that, just that little statement piece, because you zoom like the upper part of your body. So
Yes.
so yeah, so this is something that could be a statement piece, and then people will like, oh yeah.
People will look at it and go, that's by Intrigue. That's from the collaboration with Nude Femme. And then
Yes,
after you do a
indeed.
collaboration with Nida and then you come up with something else, they'll be like, one look and they'll be like, that's by Intrigue from the collaboration with Nida Shay.
Yay. Yay. Yeah,
And
so yeah, apart from having this big size brooch, we also created smaller size ones as well, so it's more wearable. So it's this small. Yeah, and then you can actually pair it together like this for a more statement look as well. Yeah.
that is very, very cool. That is very, very cool. I love it when, when good ideas come of people communicating and talking and agreeing to work with one another because everybody has something different to bring to the table. And that's why collectives like this particular one from Singapore to Paris that Mashizan has so artfully put together is so very, very powerful. And I can't wait to see all the different collaborations that will come out of this collective after we all return from Paris.
With me, in every collection I dream up of different colors, whether it's purples, pinks, greens, blues, electric blue, purple. Like it'll be like a different range. It'll depend on whatever I'm dreaming about. But these are my classics, and then I think it just makes sense to take that along, just a few of them at least. And Paris is very special to me because, well, I studied in Paris, and it's a full circle for me because it's been 12 years. I studied there, and then I came back. Like I had babies in Singapore. I got married. I mean, got married and then had babies, and then I, obviously started Nida Shay. I had my fashion shows, and I was a full circle, and I'm going back. So it's a very, very, very deep meaning for me to go and showcase back in Paris. It's special, and I want to take very few pieces which are very, strong in what I've learned over the years. And I want to represent myself, not just like, no, when I left Paris, it was very much like, I just want to do silhouettes. I just want to do drapes. I just want to do, colors and fabrics. And then I came back and I learned so much more when I was learning in Dubai and Singapore. So it's, I have completely evolved since then. And I would love to showcase that.
And that brings me to an interesting question. Um, this is a controversial term for some people. The concept of the Singaporean designer. There's always like hashtag SG designer, hashtag support SG. But Singapore is, it's an immigrant nation. We've got people from all over coming in all the time. So a lot of people tend to feel like a Singaporean designer or a Singapore designer is somebody who's born and bred, and in Singapore, a boy would have gone through the army, and all that. But that is not the case for everybody, obviously. So how do you feel when people ask you, are you truly a Singapore designer if you were not born and bred in Singapore? What comes up for you?
Jamie, do you want to start or shall I start?
I think let's go with Nida first, because the focus right now would be on the Singapore part of it. Okay. Tell us.
I know. You know what? Recently, I just did a showcase, and the first question I was asked was, am I Singaporean? And I'm like, no, I'm not. But I'm like, I've been here for 13 years. I represent myself as a Singaporean designer. My sons are born here. They will serve national service. We are PRs. We are definitely working towards, working towards citizenship as well. We are 100% here, and we have our presence here. I mean, I have born, like, my brand, my kids, and everything I've dreamt of in Singapore. So I can't imagine representing anybody else apart from Singapore. And I'm very proud of it. And I will never, ever change my mind about this, because I think the opportunities I have, the amount I've grown, the opportunities I've had, unparalleled. I mean, I can't even tell you like how it's a very emotional ride, and I won't get into it right now because it's very emotional. But I feel like what I got out of Singapore is huge. It's not just for me, but I remember I came here even before when my parents were visiting, or my father had business here as well. So Singapore has always been part of my life. It's not like it's something new for me. And I'm very happy here, and I will gladly represent them. And I love the fact that it's diverse. I love the fact that it's multicultural, and I want to represent that, and I want to show them that we can do couture. Okay, we can do couture in Asia, we can do couture anywhere else in the same standard of French couture, Italian couture, anywhere else, but we can do that here in Singapore as well. We can represent it here. That's all I want to do. I want to prove it. I want to prove it from Singapore's voice. That's it. That's my prerogative. That's it.
That is so cool. I love the energy that was bursting forth from you.
For me, and just help me make sure that we can make enough noise. I'm proud of.
So Nida Shay saying she's proud to represent Singapore, saying that Singapore is the place where she bore her brands, bore her children, bore her dreams. She's been talking about her dreams a lot. And, Nida Shay clearly dreams in color because even though she's got the basics, with the dark and the light embroidery over the dark fabrics, that, just checking out that green dress, so many people tonight already have commented on that. And when I think of Nida Shay, sometimes I think of like pink, black and pink.
Yeah.
Do you dream in black and pink?
Yes, I do.
So that's Nida Shay's story, and that was her passionate response to my question. Would you consider yourself a Singapore designer, even though you were not born in Singapore? And it was such a wonderful, passionate answer. I mean, honestly, we are so proud of you. We would be so lucky to have you represent us, and we have been so lucky to have you represent us, and we're so happy that we're going to be traveling together to Paris, and all this is definitely hashtag SG Designer, man. So yeah, thank you so much, Nida Shay.
The only thing is that I don't have a fashion background. I'm actually architecturally trained.
Wow.
Yes. So, but then why jewelry? Because okay, first and foremost, I love to accessorize. And then, I just wanted to create some unique forms that, I can actually wear them every day. And then using my own interpretation of things, around me, and to actually tell a story using my jewelry designs. Yeah. So actually, architecture and jewelry have a very close connection in the sense that they share the same principles of function and design or aesthetics. Yeah, so this is actually represented in in all my collections, and yeah, I just wanted to bring to the table, like, you know, the versatility. It's not just a accessory, but you can actually, you know, change it up, you know, wear it from day to night, for different occasions, you know, layer it how you want it to be, make it your own unique look. And yeah, so that's what yeah.
I love that. You mentioned that the principles of architecture and fashion design, they are relatively similar.
Yeah.
Can you say more about that?
Okay, so I mean, of course, in architecture, you know, in buildings, you know, you the function of it comes first, and then well, of course, you know, you always hear the line function and form. So yeah, so not only that, you know, it has to function as the building that it's supposed to be, it also has to look good. So in jewelry as well, you know, it's not only just to wear, you know, you have to think about, it's also problem solving, you know, you have to think about the durability, you know, the materials, how you wear it, how it accentuates your features perhaps. Um yeah, and so I think it's pretty much very, very similar to architecture itself. Yeah.
I love how you've explained it because it definitely, helps us to understand like how you came up with these amazing structures, that are not, it's not common to find people that would hide pearls in unusual places, place them asymmetrically, It's not common to find people who will, design the Samsui woman frog button that you showed us with that sort of that textural feel to it, and then it all makes sense. It's quite heavy. I felt it before, but it works. It works when you use it correctly and you explain how the fabric goes on the bar pin behind, and that's fantastic. I definitely feel like only an architect could come up with that. That's so cool. So actually, really, there's a science to the art of fashion, and that science is based on the same principles as architecture, is what I'm hearing from you. That is
Yeah.
so cool. And I love how you bring that to the table. We asked a controversial question about the identity of the Singaporean designer. Are you a Singaporean designer if you haven't been born in Singapore? And are you the Singaporean fashion designer if you didn't have a fashion background? And today, the answers that have come from these two powerful ladies of very successful brands, I think, have clearly adequately answered this question. I'm so, so glad that you ladies rose to the challenge to answer that difficult question, because it's definitely different from asking you to, show your latest collection or ask what your hobby is or something like that. But, in conversations, I do feel like we shouldn't steer clear of the hard topics sometimes, because it's important to have certain things said, and it stirs up, a passion in us, especially when we've been challenged. What makes you think you can do this? And putting that whole like imposter syndrome to bed and just saying like, away with you, safe distancing, get away from me, devil, and let's do the things we love to do. Let's do the things we're passionate about.
Five senses.
Mm,
Well, definitely. Can I pick more than one?
absolutely, absolutely.
I think apart from taste, is pretty much everything else. I don't know if it, yeah, you can
tastes
buy
good.
it. You could smell it, but I think it's, yeah, but I mean, yeah, so I think, yeah, definitely touch. And also because, the jewelry is like, quite textured as well. So you can, there's that depth in it as well. Yeah, and definitely sight. It's pretty.
For sure. I can vouch for that. As can anybody else on this IG live session, because they can see how pretty the jewelry is. Just so, so, so pretty. So fantastic. So sight and touch. Fantastic.
I feel like people need to understand the whole point of preserving a craft. So for me, in this way, the fifth, like the senses that we're like interpreting is not just about, you know, thought or feel or, you know, touch or sense. It's a bit about more emotional as well. You need to be a bit more understanding about what you're doing, a bit more. I'm like, I mean, if you've known Nida Shay, you know that Nida Shay does not create waste. Okay, Nida Shay has always been about, you know, creating less waste, creating one-off pieces, maybe taking orders on this, preserving craftsmanship, and this is exactly what I want to continue. And I feel like finally the world is actually listening to this, and I want to continue this, and I want to continue it on a bigger scale. But like, I told you, let's do it this way, you know? So I would love that support finally, because I've been talking about it for 5 or 6 years, and I was not able to kind of make as much noise as I can until I kind of, you know, continued over the last 4 or 5 years. So please support me on that.
That's so good that you persisted.
I want to create good products that you can wear over and over again. It's versatile, it's special, and it's, you know, it's handcrafted, and it's something that you can just wear for years. It's classic. Because the thing is, I grew up in Abu Dhabi, but the thing is, my mom used to make me all these, you know, couture gowns from Paris, and, you know, I had these special gowns and special clothes made, and I loved them. And I told my mom, I'm like, you're not giving them to anybody else, not passing on to my niece, not passing it on to anyone. I don't have any kids. I don't have any girls. And I'm like, I will still hold on to those clothes. And I'm like, they're mine, because you can relate
to me.
You can relate, or you can pass on. Yeah. So I'm like, my niece, they're like, take them all. I'm like, no. I'm like, I will hold on to them because I just love them. I love the memory behind it, because I know, like, it was done with so much thought and care, and I want to pass on the same thing, that same emotion. I don't think we need to believe in fast fashion where you just kind of, you know, exploit workers or exploit, you know, the fabric industry and all those. Like, it's horrible. Honestly, I have seen it. I'm first time involved in it. So I just want to take it slow. I want everybody to educate themselves how it's working.
I love how you persisted, because you mentioned that you've been hammering at this for like 5, 6 years before people actually started to listen to you.
That there were times when nobody wanted to stop me because, like, they didn't understand why I only did one piece. Like, why one piece? You know, why can't you do 2? Why can't you do 3? There, you have to have SKUs. You have 4 to 5, 6. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it because it's handmade. And why do we need to create more waste? And all that waste that I use, I'm like, I actually do something else with it. I used to use it for appliques. I used to use it for, you know, different hair bands or anything else. And I'm like, we don't need to waste it. We can just do it slowly. Take it by order. I remember when I won the Fashion Futures Award and I went to New York, and I remember I walked around in Saks or, you know, Saks Fifth Avenue, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be one of those designers that are stocked up at the back on sale with racks and racks of sales. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Just buy, you know, a little bit more carefully, a bit more thoughtfully, a bit more sensibly. Buy, you know, considerable things that you can actually wear, pass on, wear in different ways. That's it. And the same thing goes for jewelry. That's why I love Jamie. I told Jamie, I'm like, I love your work, because I think that it can be paired in different ways, because you can wear it for years and years and years to come in different ways. You can pair it up and down. You don't even need to worry about it.
I totally agree. I hear you loud and clear. So, I mean, it sounds like it's really hard to enact change that is significant,
Yeah,
and hard change takes years to come through. The
yeah,
easy change is just sort of like, buy from a brand that doesn't use child labor, as if you'd actually know, But like, the hard change is really doing the research and trying to figure out who amongst us believe in conscious fashion. That's hard to do because sometimes people just aren't interested.
yeah,
Sometimes people find it boring to talk about, saving the earth. Sometimes it's just easier to do the easy thing and buy fast fashion. But
mm,
you know, we're we're not about the easy choices. I mean, the both of you have described how you've made some really difficult choices actually to be able to stand with your brand where you are right now, and the reasons why you are sticking to your guns. Why you're being bold and being brave. And I think that's just so lovely. Um, Jamie, you've been silent for a while. What's coming up for you now?
No, I just wanted to say that I actually agree with Nida. I think a lot of people have to understand that, there's a lot of time and effort go through every single design, every single making, it's all handmade, and they have to understand like the value. It's not just like just, oh, okay, it just costs this much, but the hard work that and the time that goes behind it, all the struggles that we may face, the problems that may come up, especially in this pandemic time, so yeah, people have to understand more about all these handmade items. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So
Yes.
that's why I think it's upon us to try to educate people, to talk about it,
Yeah.
to make conscious fashion fun, you
Yes.
know, to make it easy for people to buy into the idea by making conscious fashion beautiful, by making conscious fashion a little bit more accessible, and just basically walking the talk. So I see Nida Shay walking the talk. I see Jamie from Intrigue Jewelry walking the talk. And I sure hope that I myself can also walk the talk. Thank you,
I
Mashizan, for
Yes,
including us
thanks.
all, making this possible. Like
I love
three ladies blowing kisses to him.
we honestly connected straight away when we did the first together in 2016, and since then it's like history. We've always been very supportive. It's been very sweet. It's very nice, and I love that. And I feel like we need to have this as a collective. We need to represent. And I've always said we need to work as a collective. We can't work individually. We need to work as a collective to propagate ourselves in an international platform. And we can't be like, oh, he's doing this, she's doing that. We need to work together, push ourselves forward, and make some noise. It's about time. Because Singapore has talent and it has potential. It's just about creating the same noise. So let's
That
do
is
this.
so cool.
This is
Yes, let's create some noise.
we're gonna do this.
Yay!